Welcome to the first unboxing I think we've done on the Crimsonsith channel. Today we're going to look into the Star Wars Miniatures Imperial AT-ST Walker. Or AT-AT, my bad, AT-AT. Much bigger than the AT-ST. Alright, I bought it on eBay because obviously the game's not sold anymore. I'm going to open up from the very front, from the very beginning here, from the box they shipped it in. Alright. Looks like we have ourselves a factory sealed deal here. Just like I wanted. Alright. So here is the AT-AT Imperial Miniature. It's the Colossal Pack. So this should be including game maps, game pieces, I believe a dice maybe, and definitely a stat card. So once again, I'm going to tap into this guy, and after I clear off the table, we'll see what's inside. Alright, let's tear into this bad boy. As you see, it hasn't been opened yet. So I got the original tape. Fine packaging, by the way. I like the scene in the background. Looks neat. Very cinematic. Aha! Yes, we got the pieces this time. Awesome. That's what was supposed to come in there last time. Alright, look at that beautiful walker. Well, after quite the trial of twisty ties, I've gotten it out, and with only minor blood loss. It was, forgot how the 90s packaging was very brutal. Alright, but it was totally worth it, because look at the detail of this figure. Now retail, these guys will set you back about $100 nowadays, if you're lucky. And that's not including shipping. Typically you can get them, it's considered a good deal for $100. You might have to get it up to $120. And then if you don't care what you're paying, you might pay $150. Probably tops. But who knows, in a few years with people buying them, I mean, supply and demand, supply is fixed, so it's going to keep going down. And who knows, you know, with the movies coming out, demand, it's either going to stay the same or increase. So as more people hear about it, especially. So you should expect to see a price rise. Now the interesting thing about this figure, the reason why it's different than the other minis, well, other than the fact that it's massive, is it has quite an extensive rule card. It's worth 200 points, which is significant for a mini. Also has 300 hit points, which is significant. It doesn't follow standard rules for attack and damage, though, and activation rules are different and movement is different. Now, if you see on the right side of the card, there are 4 circles that say move. You might not be able to read it. And then there are 2 talk about blasters it has. One being the medium blaster, one being the heavy laser cannon. Now, this thing, from what I can understand, I haven't read the booklet yet, which is over here, all the way yet, but upon skimming, I understand that this thing can activate 4 times in a game. or 6 times, my bad. And it can either move or shoot. And it can only shoot twice, but it can move 4 times, is what it seems to me. When it moves, it only moves 2 squares. And it can stop on enemies, if its foot, I guess, would be on a character. But the interesting thing is, it's tough to tell because it's so dark, its base is a grid. So I also understand previously, and I haven't read on this yet, that you can actually walk minis onto his base. I believe that is allowed. And another thing that I thought was really neat, even if I don't plan on using this figure, it has 100 damage counters on there. Like, if you've been buying expansions or scenario packs or starters for this game, the damage in this game, all the counters are either 10 or 50. There are no 100 damage counters, and I think that's pretty neat. So finally got 100 damage counters, which, I mean, you need it for something like this, but there's a lot of other characters in the game that have over 100 hit points. So to conserve on tokens, I just think it's kind of nice to have. And the fact that you have other tokens like disabled and destroyed, which there are other characters in the game that can be disabled or destroyed, and they'd still be on the battlefield. So it's just nice to have different tokens. This is the first expansion that I've seen where I'm getting unique tokens other than what was in everything else. And then the map is also the first map I've seen that has a duplicate battle in it. One of the sides is exactly the same as the Hoth scenario pack, which is this side. It's exactly the same. Now I think this one actually did it first, and the Hoth scenario copied it, but it's exactly the same. But the other side is one of the cooler Hoth maps I've ever seen. Very cinematic. This one has 2 different trenches and a shield generator. It's the last stand at the shield generator, I suppose. So you can enact the classic scene with General Veers when he's leading the AT-ATs in to destroy the shield generator. This is actually pretty neat. They have a turret on here, and I saw there were rules. There's a scenario in the game where this turret, that turret, and these little turrets actually can be playable, and they have rules on them in the game booklet about how they work. And basically, that's the reason why we see the destroyed and disabled tokens in there. It's for this battlefield. Now I'm interested because there's a new terrain that I have never seen in any map before. The trench terrain. Now it appears to be like a rusty kind of rusty red kind of color, and it's not a wall color because that's the wall color, the pink or the red kind of, you know, what have you. That's an actual wall, but the trench is different. It's more like an orange, and but it's not. It's different still from the yellow that we know to be the tube movement with no cover, like you see there. And I thought there was another spot that had it. Oh yeah, up by the rocks. Up by the rocks there's a little bit of yellow. So you can see, oh, I guess it's green there. Well, trust me, it's different than the normal color. So I imagine it would have some kind of a similar feature as the green, something that would provide cover, also impede movement, and then I don't know, it'd be something along the lines of that, like the green train. But all in all, I'm quite impressed with this pack. It comes with a good deal, and the rule booklet has a lot of stuff. I think this expansion came out definitely in the 2000s, but it should be updated up to 2005. So a fairly recent game booklet as well. It goes into a lot of different things. Yeah, this is too close. Hold on. Has open and close hatch, so I guess, wow, you can actually, huh, so you might be able to deploy things in here. You can kneel, huh, you can do a kneeling thing. That's really cool. It has actions: kneel, or open hatch, or close hatch, or stand. So I'm guessing there's a deploy feature in here. That's really cool. Field of fire. This thing is going to be really wicked. I mean, the way it interacts, apparently it can turn. I was wondering about that. And everything, the field of fire is everything in front of the base. That's pretty wicked. And then it shows field of fire for the turrets and stuff like that. Again, those turrets on there. Oh, cool. The base defense has a hit points and everything. Yep. A lot of fun rules in here. And then it has suggested squads and stuff for the scenarios. Yep. Not a full rule booklet, but it's a rules for this pack. It's a rule addendum for the game at this time when they were introducing colossal figures. It is the only one of its kind as far as the colossals worked. I don't remember the exact time this game went out of print, but I believe it was around 2005 when this rolled out. So basically this miniature came out, they were trying to get into colossal, and then the game had its demise shortly after. Wizards of the Coast stopped printing it. But great game. If you want to get into it, there's still enough floating around online to buy. Fortunately, there are a lot out there still. As far as random packs, you're hard pressed to find them, but individual figures wise, they're still floating around. I sell a few on my YouTube channel, and or not on my YouTube channel, my eBay account, and you can message me for to find out more on that, but I don't really advertise it on here because I don't sell much. But I'm more of a collector myself, and you can guarantee that you will see this figure in one of my future videos. So please like and subscribe. I do suggested videos. I have a several videos that have been requested recently. I got a Darth Kryet figure because one of my subscribers suggested a Yuuzhan Vong versus Darth Kryet and like the forces of the galaxy repelling the Yuuzhan Vong, because Darth Kryet has a history of the Yuuzhan Vong. He was tortured for years, so he has a history. It should be quite an epic battle. I've been buying these figures again, and I have a lot of cool surprises coming up, so you definitely want to subscribe so you don't miss it, because otherwise these videos are not going to pop up for you on your main page. So please like, subscribe, and comment if you have any suggestions or feedback, because I do read them and I will comment and respond to you. So, alright, hope you enjoyed it.